TCL लाया Hbps की कीमत में 8 Mbps ये ऑफर सिर्फ 12 या गरीबी पीटी हासिल की जा सकती है।
Have you card? Come to the Nero mobile application.
दाग लगते हैं तो लगे। सर्फ एक्सेल का 15 वाला पैक है ना। सर्फ एक्सेल का नया 15 रुपए वाला पैक। अब बचे सिर्फ खर्चे से, दागों से नहीं।
बिना कट वाला शेप बनाना है रेड ग्लू 3 चलाओ, जिसके 3 क्रोमियम प्लेट से मिले स्मूथ शेप का मजा। जिलेट ग्लू 3 जो चले 10 शेड्स तक।
गिगली ओपन चॉकलेट बार्स, ज्यादा फन और कैरामल के साथ।
Anverato, Lana, onto Sari ka royal combination.
Nestle Fruit of Vitals Royal Mangoes. Sip. Jazz BG Mega Plus ऑफर लगाओ और फ्री Jazz TV पर लाइव क्रिकेट के मजे उड़ाओ।
दुनिया को बता दो।
Creams Choco Lava. Big Creams Choco Lava. And chunkier.
Right from the HBL PSL edition, it's going to be Quetta Glad. Peshawar Zalmi. Now we're talking about both the teams, and we've been talking about how Peshawar Zalmi needs in terms of its bowling department. We heard Kamran Akmal there, saying that he's critical. Kamran, the leading run scorer in the Pakistan Super League, the 2-time centurion in the Pakistan Super League. How much are Zalmi depending on him to deliver?
I think he's in a fortunate position. They've got some players there, Livingston and Banton, who are both top all players. So it's quite nice to be able to open with someone. And Azza probably knows more than me about the opening berth. But to watch players like, Chris Lynn or whatever, if you have an opening partner, they can take the pressure off you. You can play with even him and just proper what he and he did well last night. First shot, back foot, recovers. A little bit more, go the distance in terms of your 6 overs without losing too many wickets.
Absolutely. It's time for Jazz Cricket Ka Junoon. Let's take a look at what the fans are feeling.
Cricket का जुनून brought to you by Sprite. अपनी प्यास को Sprite कर। क्रिकेट का जुनून brought to you by Sprite. अपनी प्यास को Sprite कर।
Yeah, Cricket Ka Junoon brought to you by Sprite. And a lot of excitement. Their fans really loving what's going on in the crowd, in the stadium, in the games itself. Let me ask you, Azhar, now, there is a thing going on in Peshawar Zalmi. They have a player that's going to play till the 7th of March. How much is a captain? You're a captain. How much does it affect a captain when he's got players coming in and out of the team, their own schedules?
Yeah, it can be tough, but franchise cricket, you have to prepare for it because some players have international commitments and some other commitments or whatever, but you have to be prepared for that, and if you have planned properly, you can manage that.
Yeah, so you're already looking at it this day onwards, I'm going to have to basically work with another guy. And if this guy is really doing well and all of a sudden he's out of the team and the new guy comes in, he needs time to settle in.
Well, they sort of balance it well with the players that are going. Bat, bowl, Pollard, you'd probably say is more of a. They do similar kind of roles, so I think that's quite an easy one to slot in. But it's when you've got a spinner replacing a batter, that's when it gets tough because you want them to play and you want them to add to win for their team. But if you have to change, which means you don't get those partnerships, which is so important.
Yeah, if the core of the team stays same, I don't see it's much unless you lose a proper guy who just like winning kind of thing.
Then it becomes a tough time. And it's time for Ask the Experts.
Ask the Experts, brought to you by Ko Bata Do.
Right, it's time for Ask the Experts. Now, we've been telling you to download Jazz TV app. If you download the Jazz TV app, you become the expert. Firstly, the good news is you get to see the HBL PSL. There's no data charges if you're watching the music on the Jazz TV app. And the second thing is you can play, there's 5 questions every asked to you. You answer those questions, and then at the end of the day, there's a leaderboard that comes up, and you can see who's leading. The winner gets exciting prizes. And at the end of the HBL PSL, one of you lucky guys is going to win a Samsung phone, really nice Note, Samsung Note. So that is Ask the Experts. That's how it's going to show up on your TV screens when the leaderboard comes up. That's how it is right now. And we're going to be asking you 5 questions every day. You can win exciting prizes. And if you keep leading on that on that Samsung Note 10, that's a really nice phone. I'm sure whoever wins it is going to be really happy. And that was Ask the Experts.
Awesome. Brought to you by Jazz Super 4G. Duniya ko bata do.
All right, we're back again and talking about the game. We're talking about the combinations that can be and that cannot be. What do coaches and the management at this point in stage start looking for in their players right at the early stages of the tournament?
I reckon you need to drop them. You get coaches who look to be quite consistent with their team, and maybe bring in 1 or 2 players, so it might just be a fast bowler in place of a spinner. So it really does depend on how the coach gets the best out of his team. Personally, I like a coach that it's only a 4-week tournament. Consistency, you know what your role is. When you get to the ground, you know whether you're playing or whether you're not. There's not that anxiety of, am I going to be dropped? Am I not? So I think that consistency creates a really nice, controlled environment where you can get guys to express themselves.
Yeah, a lot of responsibility. Let's talk about team owners. I mean, we touched on this briefly yesterday, but talk about team owners, and let's talk especially about the team owner, the owner of Quetta Gladiators. A lot of people don't know this, but he's run a very successful cricket club where a lot of Pakistani international stars have played for that club and have come into the Pakistan cricket team. He's won all the tournaments that are there to be won locally, domestically, and now finally he got the HBL PSL trophy last year on that shelf that he so longed for. How much of a role can a good owner have in the team?
I personally know him, and he's a very wonderful person. And the history you have told, he has followed club cricket, then the Ramzan Cups and all that. He did follow all the way, and he always on the ground when the games are happening. And if you see the first year PSL Quetta team, that was almost like Umar Associates Ramzan Cup team as well.
Absolutely.
So he trusts them so much. So he didn't change too many things when he put the team into PSL, because he trusted their own players, and they did deliver. No one rated Quetta in the first season, but you see Nawaz, you seen many young players which people didn't rate them enough, but they started winning from the start. So it is a great thing having an owner who has been part of the cricket for years.
Yeah, absolutely. And with that, we're coming closer to the action at the National Stadium, Karachi, where Zalmi are going to clash with the Gladiators. And it's time for the pitch and weather report.
Pitch and weather report brought to you by Deep Freeze Super. Seedi Saadi Sushi Ka Maza.
It's another beautiful day for cricket here at National Stadium, Karachi. The weather, even though it's a 2 o'clock start, 27 degrees, so pretty similar to what we've seen. What is different, however, there's a stronger breeze from behind me. So will that make a difference when the batsmen decide to take on the boundary? I'm not too sure. Possibly. They might want to attack the side with the breeze. How the wicket's going to play? Let's get over to HD Ackerman.
Yeah, I actually don't want to dwell on the pitch, to be honest, because it's just an absolute batting paradise and has been since the start of the competition. What I do want to focus on is how the bowlers are going to stop batters from scoring on here, because it really is a run fest. It's all about the line, the length, and the pace that they bowl. Length, it's got to be a good length. The line, you cannot even afford to be on fourth stump, because batters tend to stand leg side of the ball, and they use that as width. They need to be straight. on off stump. Pace, as far as spin is concerned, maybe a little bit quicker, but our seamers, they need to take pace off the ball. What is a captain going to do when he's at the toss? Most, will they like it? I wouldn't mind.
Pitch and weather report brought to you by Peak Free Super. सीधी सादी खुशी का मजा.
Yep, pitch and weather report brought to you by Peak Freens Super, and that is how it is. We're going to talk about that pitch report, and especially what the bowlers should or should not do on this pitch, but right after this break.
अलाइड बैंक का को-डेबिट कार्ड पाकिस्तान का पहला डेबिट कार्ड जो यूनियन पे और पेपा दोनों की बैकिंग के साथ है. मुल्क में और मुल्क से बाहर भी सब जगह चलता है. अलाइड बैंक, आपके दिल में हमारा अकाउंट. चलें अब मैच.
दाग लगे है तो लगे. सर्फ एक्सेल का 15 वाला पैक है ना. सर्फ एक्सेल का नया 15 रुपए वाला पैक. अब बचे सिर्फ खर्चे से, दागों से नहीं.
डेज़ी को जो उखला दुनिया को बता दो. वो समझोगे जुनी न दूसरों ने रखना है जारी. सबसे जीत हमारी. फिक्र मिट.
दाग लगते हैं तो लगे. सर्फ एक्सेल का 15 वाला पैक है ना. सर्फ एक्सेल का नया 15 रुपए वाला पैक. अब बचे सिर्फ खर्चे से.
जिसका 3D प्रोटेक्ट फीचर एडवांस प्रोटेक्शन PSO. आगे बढ़ने की आदत हमें से बढ़ते जाए. ये रास्ता अलग, मंजिल हमारी. पैंथर टायर, पैंथर लगा, फिक्र मिटा. जैज़ कैश ऐप से करें सब कुछ अपने मोबाइल फोन से. फौरन किसी भी नंबर पे जैज़ कैश ऐप डाउनलोड करें. नहीं जैज़ कैश.
कोई भी बीमार होता है तो आप वो ऑफिस नहीं जाते.
बीमार मैं होता हूँ, नींद बाबा की उड़ जाती है. आप अपने से पहले अपनों का ख्याल रखते हैं, इसीलिए हम आपका जुबली हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस प्लान्स, 400 प्लस हॉस्पिटल्स का नेटवर्क, कैशलेस हॉस्पिटलाइजेशन, हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस ऐप, जिससे कीजिए सब एक क्लिक पे. जुबली इंश्योरेंस, बेफिक्र मुस्तकबिल.
नया ऑलवेज सॉफ्ट. यह कॉटन जैसा सॉफ्ट और कपड़े के मुकाबले रहे ताकि आप मुझे फ्रीली. अब नो कॉम्प्रोमाइज. सिर्फ 99 रुपए.
Anverato, Lana और Dusseri का रॉयल कॉम्बिनेशन. Nestle Frutavitals Royal Fingers. Zip positive.
Introducing Chocolate bigger and chunkier.
Folks, this is the HBL PSL Edition 5. We are getting closer to the action. We just saw the pitch and the weather report, and Ackerman said that the spinners need to kind of fire it in on this pitch. Azhar?
It's a flat track, so if you keep firing it in, it can go wrong because the batsmen like pace on the ball. So yeah, you have to change around slow and up.
Yeah, you'd agree with that?
Oh, I wouldn't play my spinners. We were talking about the changes. I'd actually play the guys that can mix it up and be creative through the middle, but you do have to mix up your pace on this pitch as a spinner and be able to get in and out of your sets. So the ability to bowl wide Yorkers or straight Yorkers.
Yeah, wide Yorkers and straight Yorkers. Imad Naseem is that special kind of guy that you could, probably depend on that. But that is very important. I don't think this Karachi pitch is the kind of pitch you want to be shooting it in. And with that, it's time to take you back to the National Stadium where the two captains are ready with a coin. And it's time to go for a toss. Let's see who wins it and what's the decision.
Brought to you by Allied Bank Limited. आपके दिल में हमारा अकाउंट.
Two quality sides led by two quality captains are here. Roshan Manama is the match referee. Imran is the Oppo mascot.
He'll hand over the coin to the home captain, Safraz, leading the Quetta Gladiators. Darren Sami obviously leading Peshawar Zalmi. Here we go, boys. Heads is the call. Roshan, you have to do a bit of jogging, exercise.
And it's heads.
It's heads. Today.
We're gonna do the same as yesterday, but hopefully we do it a little better. We're gonna bowl. They love to chase, so we're gonna try to make them do something that they really enjoy doing.
That means batting.
Yes, so they're gonna bat first.
I got a little confused. We're covering so many matches, I don't know. Okay, right, so bowling, right. All right, okay. So, how do you read the pitch?
Look, if it's one thing coming here in Pakistan, we always said the pitch is there, especially in Karachi, is going to be excellent. We've seen the games there. Yesterday was a really exciting game. Unfortunately, we didn't come up, but it looks again a fantastic wicket. But our bowlers have to assess the conditions quicker.
A couple of them look just a little bit off and a bit rusty. Do you agree?
Yes, I would say that, especially we had some newcomers, the new bowling lineup. As you saw, two of our guys were bowling for Karachi yesterday. But look, they're professionals, and one of the strengths of Peshawar Zalmi has the bowling lineup, and I have no doubt when we really need it.
And your overseas pros for today's game?
We're playing the same overseas players, and we've made in around 590. Sorry, I remember Mohammed, I think.
And Independence Day.
Oh yes, I want to take the opportunity to wish the most beautiful island in the Caribbean, St. Lucia, happy 41st Independence Day. I'll be over here celebrating. Hopefully it will be a win.
Almost as old as you are.
Yes. Yeah, but happy Independence Day.
A good one. So, how are we feeling, Sarfraz? क्या लग रहा है आपको?
अच्छा लग रहा है बैटिंग के लिए कुछ हम लोग ही बॉलिंग करना चाहते थे लेकिन ये कि कोई बात नहीं कोशिश करेंगे स्कोर बोर्ड पर अच्छा स्कोर करें और उसको डिफेंड करें
कितना अच्छा स्कोर लगता है आपको?
मुझे अभी जो जैक्सरा की बैटिंग चल रही है 170 80 प्लस स्कोर होना चाहिए यहाँ पे
कॉन्फिडेंस होगा पिछला मैच बहुत ही आला जीते आप
जी बिल्कुल एज ए टीम बहुत अच्छा कॉन्फिडेंस है कोशिश करेंगे उसको जारी रखें
चेंजेस कुछ फॉरेन प्लेयर्स कौन से आपके?
जी बिल्कुल वन चेंजेस है फॉरेन प्लेयर क्योंकि बैन कटिंग की जो है वो तबीयत थोड़ी खराब है इस वजह से अवेलेबल नहीं है टाइम में मिल जाए और हमने बैट्समैन ऐड किया उनकी जगह ऐसा वाली टीम में वापस आ गए
एंजॉय कर रहे हैं घर में खेल रहे हैं
नहीं जबरदस्त बहुत मजा आ रहा है और बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है पाकिस्तान
पेशावर में टॉस एंड
Allied Bank ने हमारा But there you have it. Peshawar Zalmi have been first. One question for you, Grant, is that, by the way, there's one change in both sides, but here's the question. Very interesting thing Darren said. He said, we will get the momentum when we need. We'll think about it when we need the momentum. What does that mean?
I think it just shows us how confident he is as a captain. He's obviously planning in the background, but he's an experienced captain as well. This is someone who's got 3 World Cups to his name, and he's made the final numerous number of times here. He's now a Pakistan citizen, from what I understand.
Yeah,
so he's confident, but he's also got the confidence in his team, and that's a good sign. It almost feels like we could have won that game yesterday, but we didn't. But we know that we're in good shape.
Yeah. Also, he said that we're putting Quetta into bat because they like to chase, and we want to make them do something that they don't like to do. Is that true for Quetta?
Yeah, Quetta does like to bowl first and get to know their target, but good tactics because sometimes you feel a team who's a very good chaser, but they can't set a target as well as they chase. So I think it can be a very good decision.
All right, and with that, folks, we are going to take a break here on the HBPSL Edition 5 studio live. And we'll be back on the other side.
अलाइड बैंक का कूप एज डेबिट कार्ड पाकिस्तान का पहला डेबिट कार्ड जो यूनियन पे और पेपा दोनों की बैकिंग के साथ है मुल्क में और मुल्क से बाहर भी सब जगह चलता है
अलाइड बैंक आपके दिल में हमारा अकाउंट
चलें अब मैच देखते हैं
नया बीफ फ्रीड सुपर क्लासिक चॉकलेट सीधी साधी खुशी का मजा
हो जाए मुकाबला
वर्सेस नया एरियल तगड़ा। नया एरियल जिसका डबल एक्शन फॉर्मूला करे गहराई से सफाई सिर्फ एक धुलाई में।
अबू अफोर्ड नहीं कर सकते थे, फिर भी मेरे लिए ले आए।
वो माहिर है
और हम उसके बनाए घर में।
आप अपने से पहले अपनों का ख्याल रखते हैं, इसीलिए हम आपका जुबली इंश्योरेंस के सेविंग प्लान्स में आपके लिए है हर मुमकिन सहूलत, बेहतर फंड्स, मल्टीपल प्लान्स और एक्सपर्ट्स की गाइडेंस। जुबली बेफिक्र मुस्तकिल, हमेशा जीवाए मिसाल अपनी बनाए, सफर रखना है जारी, सब हमारी। पैंथर टायर, पैंथर लगा कर मिटाओ।
आपकी एवरेज 45 से कम होकर 40 और स्ट्राइक रेट 110 से 85 पे आ गया। हर चीज माइनस हो रही है।
सिवाय यूफोन सुपर कार्ड प्लस के, जिससे मिले अनलिमिटेड फेसबुक और महीने भर की बेफिक्री।
हो जाए मुकाबला रगड़ा वर्सेस नया एरियल तगड़ा। नया एरियल जिसका डबल एक्शन फॉर्मूला करे गहराई से सफाई सिर्फ एक धुलाई में।
अनवर ऑटो, लंदना और दुसेरी का रॉयल कॉम्बिनेशन। नेस्ले फ्रूट वाइटल्स रॉयल मैक्स से पॉजिटिव। पीटीसीएल लाया 4 Mbps की कीमत में 8 Mbps अनलिमिटेड इंटरनेट। ये ऑफर सिर्फ 12 कॉल करके या करीबी पीटीसीएल यूफोन सर्विस सेंटर पे जाके हासिल की जा सकती है। DSO Base 4G जिसका 3D प्रोटेक्ट फीचर, क्लच और ट्रांसमिशन को एडवांस प्रोटेक्शन। DSO आगे बढ़ने की आदत।
स्कूल खुलते ही होता है जर्म्स का अटैक, इसीलिए मैं यूज करती हूँ फेस पैक, जो बाकी सब साबुन के मुकाबले में दे नॉन स्टॉप घंटों तक। अब स्कूल में भी
किधर जैज वीकी मेगा प्लस ऑफर लगाओ और फ्री जैज टीवी पर लाइव क्रिकेट के मजे उड़ाओ।
दुनिया को बता दो।
दाग लगते हैं तो लगे, सर्फ एक्सेल का 15 वाला पैक है ना। सर्फ एक्सेल का नया 15 रुपए वाला पैक, अब बचे सिर्फ खर्चे से। दागों
You're watching the HBL PSL Edition 5 Studio Live, brought to you by Allied Bank. आपके दिल में हमारा account. And with me in the studio, Mr. Azhar Ali and Grant Elliott. The news is that Zalmi have won the toss and they've elected to field. Gladiators are going to have to put up a total. What is going to be a good total on this pitch, Grant?
Oh, you put me on the spot here. I reckon I'm going to go for 186. Which is a nice, not a really round number, but 186. I think you sort of like 180 is about par. I think 200 is a winning score.
Well, before we get into that score bit a little bit more, let's take a look at the head-to-head between the two teams.
हेड टू हेड brought to you by पैंथर टायर्स। पैंथर लगाओ फिक्र मिटाओ।
Right, so this is how it has been for both these teams, and you can see on your screens. It's been Gladiators clearly dominating the Zalmi in the last 4 editions. They've had 8 victories against 5 for Zalmi. What does that say? We're going to talk about that, and that was head-to-head by Panther Tires.
Now, head to head brought to you by पैंथर टायर्स। पैंथर लगाओ फिक्र मिटाओ।
What do you think that looks like? What do you think? Is Quetta Gladiators a dominating force here?
Quetta has been the most successful team, so they will have a better record against all the teams. But they're proper rivals basically. They played finals against each other, big games against each other, and all of those games were very, very close. So there's not much in between the margin of the games, but it's just like head to head. Quetta have won more games, but I don't see much in between those teams.
You don't. So there's one change on both sides, as both the captains were saying. What basically propels a captain or the team to decide all of a sudden after one game to change a team?
It's mainly conditions. Because you're not going to change someone because you feel like they're out of form. I think if you play 10 T20 games, if you perform really well out of 3 of them, 3 to 4, you've had a pretty good series. So it's mainly the conditions, combinations, whether it might change their bowling combinations or batting combinations. But yeah, otherwise you should have all the planning done before the tournament starts.
Right, and
वो तो क्या अपने आप ही बनाओ दीवार सिंगारा इधर आ बहुत बड़ा है वो तो कोई नहीं पैसे पूछे तो
फिर सिर्फ हमारी कोई नहीं कर सकती अपनी जगह
बड़ी कच्ची दीवार है
feeling that Zalmi
So,
will come.
here's Zalmi, here Quetta. That's our expert predictions.
एक्सपर्ट प्रेडिक्शंस brought to you by Jazz Super 4G दुनिया को बता दो.
Okay, well, there you go. So this is going to be a close game. There's no question about that. We are going to be looking at some great excitement. Thank you, gentlemen. I will see you on the other side of the game. Good luck. It's the National Stadium where the action is about to start after the break.
No need of flash. Suffolk Black Shine, हम करें shine 24/7. By natural oil से बनाया. Suffolk Black Shine. ये नरिश करे अंदर तक ताकि बाल करें shine 24 hours. तो अब मेरे बालों का shining glow will never go.
एक स्लो डिलीवरी पूरा गेम बिगाड़ सकती है. इसीलिए मैं घर पैसे सिर्फ एलाइड एक्सप्रेस सर्विस से भेजता हूँ. पूरी की पूरी रकम फौरन से पहले पहुंच जाती है. एलाइड एक्सप्रेस +1 अभी.
एलाइड बैंक आपके दिल में हमारा अकाउंट.
चलें अब मैच देखते हैं.
दाग लगे तो लगे. सर्फ एक्सेल का वाला पैक है ना. सर्फ एक्सेल का नया 15 रुपए. सिर्फ खर्चे से, दागों से नहीं.
Have you got your DigiCash card? Come to the nearest PSO station today or apply through FuelLink mobile application.
समय से बढ़ते जाए ये रास्ता खुद बनाए. फलक मंजिल हमारी. बेहतर टायर बेहतर लगा कर बेटा.
PTCL लाया 4 Mbps की कीमत में 8 Mbps अनलिमिटेड इंटरनेट. ये ऑफर सिर्फ 12-18 पे कॉल पे या करीबी PTCL यूफोन सर्विस सेंटर पे जाके.
दाग लगते हैं तो लगे. सर्फ एक्सेल का 15 वाला पैक है ना. सर्फ एक्सेल का नया 15 रुपए वाला पैक. अब बच्चे से, दागों से नहीं.
जैज कैश से करें सब कुछ अपने मोबाइल फोन में. फौरन किसी भी नंबर पे जैज कैश ऐप डाउनलोड करें. पैसा नहीं जैज कैश.
तो हो निहारी इटालियन या बड़ी फीस्ट.
खाने के बाद डब्बाल ग्रीन टी प्लीज. In 8 flavors.
मुझे भी दो मुझे भी दो मुझे भी दो मुझे भी दो.
एक स्लो डिलीवरी पूरा गेम बिगाड़ सकती है. इसीलिए मैं घर पैसे सिर्फ एलाइड एक्सप्रेस सर्विस से भेजता हूँ. पूरी की पूरी रकम फौरन से पहले पहुंच जाती है. और एलाइड एक्सप्रेस +1 टर्म डिपॉजिट से बेहतरीन मुनाफा भी.
एलाइड बैंक आपके दिल में हमारा अकाउंट.
चलें अब मैच देखते हैं.
आपकी एवरेज 45 से कम होकर 40 और स्ट्राइक रेट 110 से 85 पे आ गया. हर चीज माइनस हो रही है.
सिवाय यूफोन सुपर कार्ड प्लस के जिससे मिले अनलिमिटेड फेसबुक और महीने भर की बेफिक्री.
नया बीक फ्री सुपर क्लासिक चॉकलेट. सीधी खुशी का मजा.
PSO Base 4G जिसका प्रोटेक्ट फीचर दे. लॉन्च और ट्रांसमिशन को एडवांस प्रोटेक्शन. PSO आगे बढ़ने की आदत.
ओ ओ ओ ओ बस. जब ओ बस की बाइट. ओ बस मिलती है डबल खुशी. ओ बस चॉकलेट में कैरमल का बर्स्ट. चॉइस है सबकी मस्त. ओ ओ ओ ओ बस. किकली ओ बस चॉकलेट बार्स. ज्यादा फन और कैरमल के साथ.
उसी मैदान में उतरे, हर एक मुश्किल से लड़ते। ये बाजी हमने मारी है, यही है रीत हमारी। पैंथर टायर, पैंथर लगाओ, फिक्र मिटाओ।
PTCL लाया 4 Mbps की कीमत में 8 Mbps अनलिमिटेड इंटरनेट। ये ऑफर सिर्फ 1218 पे कॉल करके या करीबी PTCL यूफोन सर्विस सेंटर पे जाके हासिल की जा सकती है।
मुझे भी दो, मुझे भी दो, मुझे भी दो, मुझे भी दो।
दाग लगते हैं तो लगे, सर्फ एक्सेल का 15 वाला पैक है ना। सर्फ एक्सेल का नया 15 रुपए वाला पैक। अब बचे सिर्फ खर्चे से, दागों से नहीं।
My ABL बिजनेस इंटरनेट बैंकिंग के साथ मेरी कारोबारी परेशानियां तो वैसे ही खत्म हो गई। अब 24 घंटे फाइनेंशियल इंफॉर्मेशन की एक्सेस, एम्प्लॉयज की सैलरी ट्रांसफर, बल्क पेमेंट, ट्रेड फाइनेंस जब चाहें कर सकते हैं, वो भी बगैर किसी परेशानी के। एलाइड बैंक, आपके दिल में हमारा अकाउंट। चले अब मैच देखते हैं। Introducing Peak Cream's Choco Lava. Peak Cream's Choco Lava. Bigger and chunkier.
आपकी एवरेज 45 से कम होके 40 और स्ट्राइक रेट 110 से 85 पे आ गया। हर चीज माइनस हो रही है।
सिवाय यूफोन सुपर कार्ड प्लस के, जिससे मिले अनलिमिटेड फेसबुक और महीने भर की बेफिक्री। चट्टानों पे हो भारी, हमेशा जीत हमारी। पैंथर टायर, पैंथर लगाओ, फिक्र मिटाओ। Have you got your DigiCash card? Come to the nearest PSO station today or apply through FuelLink mobile application. Anverato, Landa और Dusseri का रॉयल कॉम्बिनेशन। Nestle Fruit of Vitals Royal Mangoes. Sip positive.
Giggly Opus chocolate bars, ज्यादा फन और कैरामल के साथ।
Oh, roast. Buy a pizza with cheese. खाने के बाद डब्बाल green tea, please. Available in 8 flavor.
हो जाए मुकाबला, रगड़ा वर्सेस नया एरियल तगड़ा। नया एरियल जिसका डबल एक्शन फॉर्मूला करे गहराई से सफाई सिर्फ एक धुलाई में।
नया पीक फ्रेंच सुपर क्लासिक चॉकलेट, सीधी सादी खुशी का मजा।
Allied Bank, आपके दिल में हमारा काम।
चले अब मैच देखते हैं।
HBL PSL is presented by Allied Bank.
आपके दिल में हमारा काम।
Sponsored by Jazz Super 4G.
It's a big contest, it's a big game. Welcome all to HBL PSL, and we have Zelva versus Quetta Gladiators for you this afternoon. It's just a little warm outdoors, but it's beautiful out here in the comp box. The air conditioning on and you'll see a lot of yellow in the aisles. They're a popular side, Peshawar Zalmi. Well, I think their catching ability is going to be tested here by the HBL drone. Here we go. Good job, actually. I saw hands, everything. Right about that catch, right? Selmy lost the encounter here, and so they'd want to get on in this HBL PSL. And Gladiators had a lot more the other day. They played a good hand, HD.
Yeah, they did. The Gladiators were very impressive. I think Zalmi, they won the toss in their first game and decided to have a field first, but I don't think their bowlers were at their very best. Wabria struggled a bit, a couple of extras in his opening over, and 2 was always going to be a big ask. Yes, in the end, he helped them along the way. They made a good fist of it, but it was always just a little bit too much for them. I'm sure in this encounter they will be a lot better prepared from a bowling point of view. In saying that, it's an incredible batting surface.
It is. I asked the curator, he says this is 200. That is what he's predicting. Beautiful batting conditions. Hardly any blade of green on that top. And so if you get in for a couple of overs, then you can have a very good time of it. Get through the line and express yourself. And these two are quite capable of doing that.
Yeah, both of them failing in the first game, such a harsh word to use, fail really. I mean, it's the opening game. Shane Watson was run out, Jason Roy got done LBW with a good delivery, but we do know that if they get half a chance, they'll get the Gladiators off to an unbelievable start because they're both dynamic strikers of a cricket ball. What was impressive for the Gladiators is their top order failed, and their largely untested middle and lower order came to the party in their victory. So they'll take a huge amount of positives from that victory.
He's played many editions here in HBL PSL, 39 matches, and numbers are quite staggering. We're talking about a strike rate of 134, and he plays fast bowling particularly well. He can give them a blistering platform to attack. So many add-ons and advantages to go with Shane Watson. Hassan Ali had a rough time of it. Gave away over 50 runs in his 4 overs. Picked up a couple of wickets as well, but he's coming back after an injury, so looked a wee bit rusty in that first encounter with the ball. Not an ideal way to get yourself in a T20 contest where the pressure is humongous. It's unbelievable the amount of pressure that the batsmen create on these beautiful batting strips.
Yeah, the margin for error is virtually, it's non-existent actually. I mean, you know, you get taught to bowl the ball just outside off stump, around about fourth stump, but on this surface it just skids on, and even fourth stump, fifth stump is width for these batters. We know that there's a slip in place. Darren Sammy has a slip, but not one ball has gone to slip yet in the matches that we've had here, which indicates that really the line to bowl is straight. You need to be straight.
Yeah, these are not bouncy surfaces. These are batting surfaces where the ball will not really charge at you, so you need to be as miserly as possible in regard to that straighter line. Just hit the length and try to hit the stumps. Problem with the sideboard, I think.
I know he's not playing this encounter, but Ben Cutting, he's ill, so he's missing out due to illness. He had great success taking pace off the ball. He bowled a lot of cutters, a lot of slower balls in that opening encounter for the Gladiators. So we'll see if anyone has learnt from that. Is that yes, with a new ball you might want to try and swing it, but as soon as there is no swing, you need to show those variations.
We have a start here. No. I humbly take my words back. Some idiot spoiling the fun. It's taken, what, about 5 minutes, and we have had a ball.
Let's be honest, it wouldn't be a cricket match if someone didn't walk in front of a side screen.
Correct. Very keen to be on the front foot straight away. That's the way to go. I think he could be such a blaster on such surfaces because the pitches suit his style of batting and hitting. It's just a front foot march at the ball and swing the bat hard through mid-off and mid-on. That's his range and ability. And I think the pitches will serve him so well here in this year's HBL PSL. The mark. And to Shane Watson, just struggling a little bit, stuttering. And I think if it had been a direct hit at the non-strikers, then it would have been a goner again. He's going to get off the mark with a 6. It didn't clear the bound full. It is overthrows. There's no doubt that Watson was struggling. If that had hit the stumps, he would have been gone. How Jason Roy has got that there, I'll never know. But he's off. He knows too. Watson didn't run the first one hard. Then he realizes I got to go. The umpire there confirming with the scorer that it was a 6. Sharp in-swinging angle from Hassan Ali. A mild query from him. No response from the umpire except a leg bicycle. This is how Roy was done in the first game. Ball just nipping back off the seam. This one a little bit on the high side, just a touch. That skiddy that you talk about, it doesn't sort of bounce, just skips on. It has to be a little more synchronized effort from Jason Roy because he plants his front foot, then the bat comes down at the ball rather than everything moving together. When he's looking to drive the ball off the front foot, it's like he gets it in pieces. The swing of the bat comes later once the front foot has been planted down the pitch. That's why you're getting a lot of inside edges, missing that length ball that seemed to hit him every time on the thigh. Jumps up in the air, cuts the ball, gets off the mark. Shane Watson, very, very strong square of the wicket on the offside. If you just give him a hint of width, he'll be all over it. Scores a huge amount of runs past backward point. Not a bad career at HBL PSL. That's a lot better, powerfully striking. Salman's feeling will be tested up front. Shoaib Malik is a good athlete, very well. That's what you get to see in T20 cricket. Shots, great feeling. The boundary dimensions are just about right for that to happen. Not too small, not too big. To late cut that one. Taken a long time to finish that first over, but we have it for you. 9 without a wicket.
My ABL Digital Bank Space ID से लॉगिन किया, QR से पेमेंट, कभी भी, कहीं भी, सब आपके हाथ में।
आपके दिल में हमारा अकाउंट।
चलिए मैच देखते हैं। हो जाए मुकाबला। रगड़ा वर्सेस नया एरियल तगड़ा। नया एरियल जिसका डबल एक्शन फॉर्मूला करे गहराई से सफाई सिर्फ एक धुलाई में। देसी वो जो ऊखला माने दुनिया को बता।
नया बीक फ्रेंड सुपर क्लासिक चॉकलेट, सीधी साधी खुशी। दाग लगते हैं तो लगे, सर्फ एक्सेल का 15 वाला पैक है ना। सर्फ एक्सेल का नया 15 रुपए वाला पैक। अब बचे सिर्फ खर्चे से, दागों से नहीं।
keen performer, but plenty of experience. If there's no swing, very, very difficult for the left armers to bowl. They've got to be so accurate, pitching around, if there's no swing, mind you, pitching around, leg stumped, hitting the top of off stump, and your only protection, third man, you can disappear. You really can. So this is a tough art. Unless, of course, he gets the ball to shape back in, then he'll be a wizard. A little bit more than his expectations. Like bounce. Didn't try the cross seamer. It was just the seam up ball. A bit and bounced a little bit more. That's a lovely ball. That really is quite a good delivery on a flat track like this we have here at National Stadium. Big tall man, right, Ali? So getting a little bit of bounce. Second time now, the outside edge. There's no need for Jason Roy to make a little adjustment away towards the leg side. He likes to stand inside the line of the ball with an angle going outside that off stump. You better say maybe taking a middle stump down, so it'll be closer to the range of the ball, the angle of the ball.